Wait a second. Is this live?
Welcome to We Need to Talk Now, presented by AT&T. We are here with you live, and Terrika is live from Phoenix, where she just watched a nail biter of a game. We all did, but she's there, okay? She watched Phoenix lose, unfortunately, to the Aces 90-88. We have so much to get into, Terrika, but first, just let me
Yes.
ask you, what was it like to be there? Like, what was the vibe?
So the vibe in Phoenix is a whole vibe as usual, right? Like they had the orange towels, the orange shirts on on the chairs. The fans are so excited, and this may be probably the second team that I've ever covered where, and the other one being Las Vegas, where like everywhere you go, people are talking about the Mercury. People are talking about WNBA. Fans know what's going on. They have Mercury stuff posted on the businesses that are near the Mortgage Matchup Center. Like there is an energy that was around game 3. So it is very unfortunate that the result was what it was, but coming into this building was electric. The fans here were ready to explode throughout the course of this game. And only twice did it get incredibly quiet. One, when Satou Sabally was injured, and two, when Asia Wilson sucked the life out of the building with the game winning layup. So, yeah, that's the vibe.
Wow. Well, we just want to say, we'll get into Satou a little bit later, but we hope that she is doing well. I know that you just came from the presser. Was there anything that stood out to you in the press conference after the game?
Well, yeah, first and foremost, one thing we can say is Nate Tibbetts and it was Alyssa Thomas and Dewana Bonner. They're all realists, right? They are not, they are not delusional into thinking that something is what it isn't. They understand that they are down 0-3. They understand that there is a lot that needs to happen in order for them to put themselves back into this fight, but they're willing to do so. I think that it was great to see Nate Tibbetts take ownership in some of the mishaps and adjustments that were not made, but also giving credit to the adjustments that were and what worked. And also with AT and DB, they are two vets. They've been in this position before. They know what it means to be in the finals. They don't take those moments for granted. And they're like, listen, we let game 1 and tonight slip away from us. We can't put ourselves in the position to do that in game 4. We're facing elimination. So I think that to me, those were the two things that really stood out, was just that they understand the moment and they're not delusional and saying, hey, we'll be okay, we'll figure it out. They like, shit, we ain't got no choice but to play now or else we going home.
Right. I mean, that's the reality of it all. And we're definitely going to get into the nitty gritty of this game and where the
Yeah.
series is going. But before we do that, I just need to remind you to tap in, subscribe. You want to make sure that you are connected with us on all levels, because we're having some amazing shows, coming out of this. You see, Terrika is there. So she giving us the first, she giving us all the tea from the actual game, right? And we're doing so many shows in reaction to this. And we also have shows every week centered around women's sports. So make sure that you're connected in that way. We also have a QR code. So scan that code and it will get you right to where you need to be locked in with us right here. And we love these live shows. We love talking directly to you. So make sure that you're putting in your questions and your comments, because we're going to be talking with you a little bit later. But let's talk about that crazy ending, Terrika. Okay, we got to start with that, because Dewana Bonner had a shot with 0.3 seconds to go
Yes.
in the game. And unfortunately, she did not make it, but it was a good look. I will say that. I will
Yes.
say that AT gave her a great pass and she had a really good look to possibly win that game. How did it feel in the arena when that was happening?
Okay, so funny story. I'm sitting on media row. There's a few of us, a good couple close colleagues of mine, and Natalie is sitting behind me, and she's like, "Oh my God, what happens now?" Right? Mind you, there was 0.1 second left on the clock, but they literally added 2 more tenths of a second to that. So that's how we ended up getting to 0.3 tenths of a second left. And I said, anything can happen. I have seen DeWanna Bonner do this in a Connecticut uniform where she has literally caught the ball and shot it. I've seen it happen. So I'm like, don't give up, guys. And sure enough, it was almost, I mean, you could feel everyone in the building holding their breath because of how close that ball was to actually falling in. And when it didn't, it was like a sigh of relief for the Aces, but also a sigh of disappointment for the fans that were here. But that's a moment that you look back on all the plays that got you there, Alicia, and you think to yourself, like, there was no reason for us to even have been in this particular situation.
Well, that's what I was going to say is, we saw towards the end of the game a spark in a lot of ways from like Kalia Copper, DB. She actually had a more of a spark in this game than we've seen her
Yeah.
had in the series. How do you think that will bode for the next game? I mean, for me, it was like, this is what we should have seen the entire time.
Right.
We needed this. We needed this. But, moving forward, I hope they keep that spark.
Yeah, I mean, Dewana said it in the press conference. She was like, I needed to be better. I know that I had not played the best defense that I could play. I know that I needed a spark offense and I needed to help my team win. And the thing was, she came into the thing. We found out in the press conferences that she was under the weather, wasn't feeling well. She was asked about her health. She said, hey, I'm still sick, but it's the finals. And you got to do what you got to do, and you got to play when it's time to play. So she didn't let that bother her or get to her. But certainly, this was the game. It's funny because I was talking to Chris Williamson on CBS HQ before this. And pregame, we said, you have got to see somebody other than your big three step up. Well, today, that was DeWanna Bonner. But unfortunately, Kalia Copper didn't show up until the last minute because they played some incredible defense on her, never allowed her to get her rhythm going. So it was so pertinent for DB to be that player, to kind of show up in the biggest of moments and be big shot Bonner. Just unfortunately, it wasn't enough.
Well, and speaking of Ka, I know that you had a tweet during the game and it literally, and you also had another tweet. Talk about
Period.
how you called it, okay? But you said Sabally was the bulk of the Phoenix offense. Now would be a great time for Kalia to heat it up. WNBA Finals. Did I not call it? Because literally when you tweeted that, Terrika, she went off.
She
She went
went
off.
off. She went off. She scored 11 points in a minute and 20 seconds. Like, seriously, who does that? Like,
Kalia Copper does. But you know what? Those 11 points, and I give her claps, accolades, but that we need consistency with that, Ka. Like,
yes.
the player that you are, and how you show up to big moments like this. We need you to do that in this series.
Yes.
And unfortunately, they're down 3 right now. But I just hope that in this next game, we see her start that way rather
Yes.
than have to have something happen for it to happen.
Yeah, but you know what? Also, they were really throwing some defensive schemes at her. Like one thing that that the Aces, excuse me, were doing really well is Becky was doing a great job of really switching the zone up. So they were making it so difficult for Kalia to attack at the rim. And then when she was shooting her shots weren't falling, right? So it's kind of one of those things where we say, well, you got to find different ways to score. You got to find different ways to be effective, but none of it was working. Credit to the Aces' defense, but you gotta find your shot, Kai, and she did find it right at that moment. Now, I mean, you let me know what you think, Alicia, but I also think that Satou going down played a little bit of a role in some extra motivation for the team in general, but specifically for Kalia.
Absolutely. Again, we hope that she is okay. It was really hard to see that. I don't
Yeah.
For those of you who didn't see it, I mean, she couldn't stand up. She had to actually stood up one time and then had to actually go back down. And then when she was going to the locker, she could hardly move, or the locker room rather, she could hardly move or keep her head up. And so we
Yeah.
really hope that she's doing okay. Was there anything specifically in the presser that they said about her? What her
Yeah.
status was?
Yeah, no, you know what? Coach Nate Tibbetts was asked about it, but he said he had not yet been given an update when he did go in the locker room to address the team post game. She was not there. So he could not definitively say that she was in concussion protocol, but one could assume that there was some additional precautions medically being taken, which is why she was not in the locker room. I'm assuming that we'll get an update at least by the end of the night or tomorrow on her status. But he also did confirm that he could tell that it was some type of head injury. But if you watched it, you could see like her head went right into Kirstenville and hit from Kirsten straight to the floor. And instantly my mindset was like, that girl is concussed. And you
Yeah.
can see her like literally being carried. I believe that she was gonna try to sit on the bench because if you notice when they were taking her out, they didn't take her straight to the locker room. It was like they took her to the bench, and then from the bench, it was like a cut to the
Well, I
locker
was
room.
wondering, is there no clear path to the locker room? Like, why
Yes,
would they take her that way?
there
Yeah.
is a direct clear path to the locker room. And so that's why
Okay.
I'm like, I think they were maybe trying to see if she could like sit on the bench. And probably when they got there, it was like,
Yeah,
nah,
she
it's not
she
gonna work.
wasn't even putting, I mean, they were almost carrying her. I mean, she could hardly put any kind of weight on her feet. So I don't even know
Yeah.
why they would think to put her on the bench, but just like the message that just popped up, prayers up for her for sure. What do
Yes.
you think, I would be shocked if she came back for the next game. What do
Oh
you think
yeah.
the impact is going to be on the Phoenix team without her there?
Well, I mean, you're losing straight up offensive production. You're losing someone that helps you spread the floor. I would also be shocked if she's able to play. And I know that sometimes players, athletes, no matter the sport, kind of have this thing where it's an elimination game. My team needs me. You have to play. No, your future is more important than one game. You've got to trust your team and you've got to trust your body. So I am hoping that she is going to be just fine. But if she is indeed concussed, do not play on Friday. Satu, like sit down and just and just sit down. Like do not force it on Friday. But it is a huge impact. She had 23 points, I believe, before she ended up leaving out of this game. She was the leading scorer at the time. Again, she helps to spread the floor. She's a shooter. She can bring you something inside. She can help you on the rebounds. So they're missing a lot, specifically given the fact that this team hasn't played well defensively over these last 3 games. You don't want to lose that. But that's the situation that you're now looking at. Something that Nate hasn't really done is gone to his bench. Now you're going to have to go to your bench if you don't have Satu. So this might be another opportunity for a player like Kalani Brown, for Natasha Mack to get more involved. You're going to have to mix it up a little bit now, Nate.
Yeah, and it's one of those things where no matter what player you are, you got to stay ready because things like this happen. So we will see if there's a player that steps up or if the team, and I hate to say it would be inspired by something like this. We kind of saw it with Ka.
Yeah.
But again, the most important thing is that she's okay.
Yeah.
I was, as I was watching this game though, I couldn't help but to think back to the series that they played against the Lynx, where they came back in 2 games from a significant amount down, right? Significant
Yeah.
points. They came back, and I was thinking, are they going to do that in this series? Because the Aces, they let that lead go, And is there any concern for them in this next game when you do something like that? I mean, they did pull out the win, but letting that lead go like that, should they be concerned?
I mean, listen, you don't want to say that they should be concerned because at the end of the day, they've got this player. I don't know if you heard of her, but her name's Asia Wilson.
Hmm.
And something
I think
about
I've heard
this
of her.
this think you've heard of her. She might just be a 4-time MVP and she is bad, honey. So it's
Listen,
difficult to say that they should be worried when you got a player like her that's sitting on your team that's going to be playing for you. But there are some things that they definitely should consider cleaning up when it comes to late in games, allowing teams to kind of get back in it when you've had your foot on the gas the entire time. So really there's no reason for you to continue to let teams try to seep their way back in. So there were a few lapses defensively, turnovers late, allowing them to, kind of turn their defense into offense was one of the ways they were able to help get the able to for Phoenix was able to help get back in it. But overall, I think Aces got to feel good. You got to feel good because even if you lose on Friday, even if they get game 1, get game 4, you now have a chance to go back to Las Vegas for game 5 on Sunday and play with a 3-1 lead on your home court where you can celebrate your title in front of your fans. So I don't think that they're worried. I mean, I think that they are really playing with house money at this point. Not, no pun intended for the team in the casino, but they're really playing with house money at this point.
yeah, they are. And I mean, they just have an answer for everything. Vegas has an answer for everything. Like, okay, we'll hit you from the 3. We'll go inside. We'll do that. I mean, there is just not, I don't know. If I'm Phoenix, I'm frustrated because if we take care of one thing, they got to answer for the other. That's
Yep.
how I feel watching in this series.
Yep.
And I just have to say a side note, it is truly a blessing to watch A'ja Wilson play. I mean, she is so phenomenal.
So
It's
good.
beautiful basketball, and she's just a player
Mhm.
that if you're not grateful to watch her, I don't know. I don't know if you're a true basketball fan because she's
Yep.
playing some basketball right now.
You almost feel bad for some of the other greats in this game right now. Like you almost feel bad, not because they aren't good, but because she's so good that in my head I'm like, are you ever gonna get a chance to win a title while she's still playing? Because she's so good. Like it reminds you of Jordan, all them 6 years that Jordan was breaking it down, and you like, dang, it wasn't like he wasn't good. He just had to play with Jordan. And Jordan wouldn't let nobody get dubs, right? It is just it's incredible to watch, and I do hope that fans are really understanding that we probably won't see another player like this for a long time. And there's some really good players that are still coming into this league. We got some incredible rookie classes. We still got people like Juju Watkins who ain't even got to the league yet. But don't diminish what A'ja Wilson is doing because it's incredible.
And she's early in her career. She is early in her career. That's the thing that gets me every
Ain't
time.
even 30. Ain't even
Every
30.
single time.
Ain't even 30.
Yeah, she's now scored more points in a single postseason than any other player in WNBA history, has set a new record for the most combined steals and blocks in a single postseason. Listen, it's a lot right here. I'm getting ready to settle in and read it because she doing all this. Steals and blocks in a single postseason with 49 total, 26 steals, 23 blocks. Third player with a 30-point double-double in the finals in W history. Seventh career finals game with at least 20 points and 10 rebounds, most in WNBA finals history. And there was a comment before that we saw
I'm here.
where, hey, come on back now, Terrika.
I know. I don't know why I wanted me to go away.
It's okay. You back now. You back now. But there was a comment that just said A'ja Wilson breaks a record like every quarter. Yes, 8 a.m. exposure, 1000%. So just know that if you're watching her, it is something you need to be grateful for because this is
Right.
some amazing basketball from A'ja Wilson. Definitely an X factor. We know this. But who else was an X factor to you on that Aces team?
Oh, Jackie Young. Not
Hey,
even. Is she even an X Factor? Like she's just Jackie Young. Like she is just is I guess if I was, I don't know if I would call Jackie Young an X Factor because I think we all know who she is and what she's capable of doing. And she is basically the Robin to Asia's Batman.
yes.
However, if I'm gonna pick a player that probably doesn't always get the recognition that they deserve, I gotta show love to Dana Evans. Dana Evans understands every single time that her number is called, she comes prepared. She's right now. She got into foul trouble in this one, which was very interesting to me because if you see Dana, Dana ain't that big. Dana ain't that big. Now, I saw her guarding AT, and AT was flying across the court. And I said, now I didn't covered AT long enough to know Dana Evans is not making you fly across that court. So you selling a lot of it right now, but
Yeah.
that's all right. That's what vets do.
That's
And
part
it
of the
works.
playoffs.
it's
Part of
part,
the playoffs.
it's part of the playoffs, is what veterans do, and she does it well. And so she handled the business. But I love that Dana Evans just continues to answer the moment whenever her number is called. She was a major contributor in what was a bench game for game one. She showed up in game two. Here it is, game three. And again, she continues to answer the call whenever her number is called. And I think that to me, that's what an X Factor does. You have to stay ready. Folks don't remember, I ain't gonna say they don't remember, but I don't want folks to forget that Dana Evans is a champion. She was a key
Absolutely.
piece to that Chicago win in 2021. She has not forgotten that. So definitely have to show her love. And I ain't gonna talk about the gold mamba because that she is the gold mamba, and she has felt so much more comfortable coming off the bench for this team. Four threes in the first quarter, Alicia.
No, and I literally was gonna say, Jewel, because for me, she's an X factor in the whole season because she went to Coach Hammond and said, I want to come off the bench.
Right.
She did that for like 2 weeks before she actually did it. She was
Yeah.
coming at her like, please do this for me. And she knew as a vet, as a person who has been in this league and the caliber of player that she is, that she'd be more effective from that position and for the
Yes.
team. And to me, making that sacrifice, knowing kind of what it looks like, right? To people were already questioning her coming to the team in the first place, or even what happened in Seattle. I mean, we could go back. There was already a lot of talk about her, but she didn't care about that. She knew what was
Yep.
best for the team and best for her. And you're seeing that it's paying off in dividends. So for me, definitely be an X factor for the
Oh
season,
yes. For the
not
for the
not just
season.
not just the series for sure.
Yes, yes, yes. Jewel is a leader, but she is the type of leader who does it in a different way than people like to think that leaders should be. They want their leaders to be vocal. They want their leaders to be, a very assertive, very aggressive, specifically in the sports competitive space. And I think last year we got a chance to see Jewel in a solo leadership role, and that's just really not her style. It doesn't work for her. I think this team works for Jewel. She gets to do what she wants to do, and that's play. I don't have to worry about motivating this team. It's full of vets. I don't have to worry about being the number one option because that's what Asia Wilson is here for. She ain't got to be the number two or the number three. And I think coming off the bench also helped her to relieve the pressure of folks saying, well, you got to be the one to replace Kelsey Plum. Well, you don't really got to be Kelsey Plum. You got to be Jewel Loyd. And I feel like that's what she has accepted, and coming off the bench gives her an opportunity to just play so much more freely that we see the gold mama start to come back. Because for a while I was like, oh, Kobe finna holler at you now a little bit now, Jewel. But nah,
Yes.
nah, the gold mama coming back.
Right. And it's, I love to see it. I absolutely love to see it. And I think that's just how the entire season has gone for the Aces. You know,
Hmm.
they had to make adjustments. They had to battle to become the team that they are. They
Yeah.
made, they added in Alyssa Smith, which was amazing,
Yep.
and then also Asia had to call the team out. She had to let them know like what was going on, and
Yeah.
that leadership in itself has turned things around for them. So they had so many things to go through. People are looking at them as like this dominant
Hmm.
team right now, and they are, but they had to go through a lot to get there. And one of those things was definitely Jewel making that adjustment and
Yep. Yep.
asking for it for sure.
Right. Isn't it a team player? Like, I don't have to be the person to be the star. I just want to do whatever to help my team win.
Yeah. And that right there is leadership in itself. So, you know, we're gonna see what's gonna go into this fourth game. You talked about, the Aces possibly maybe going back home if there is a game for they've never won a championship at home. I think that's crazy. I remember, this is kind of a fun fact for you. I used to work for
Oh
the
my
Golden.
God. I just thought about that, Alicia.
Yeah, they never have. They never have. And so I used to work for the Golden State Warriors, and one time when we lost the championship to Cleveland, I had to produce the championship game for the championship ceremony for Cleveland, and that is no fun. Okay,
Yeah.
no fun.
Yeah.
So
Well,
that's just
yeah.
a little side note.
I feel you on that though, because when they won their first championship in 2022, they were playing Connecticut, and I was in Connecticut, and I was doing social, so I had to do that. And now that you think about it, 2023 was in New York. Girl,
Yep.
stop it. That's
Right.
so
So I'm not
crazy.
saying you lose a game because of that, but it would be interesting if they actually got to win it at home. That's all I'm saying.
Yes.
But going into game 4, what do you think the key is for Phoenix to possibly get that win?
Well, the funny thing is, I don't think anything that we have said that they need to do in game one, in game two, and game three changes for game four. They need to do the exact same things because they just have not yet done it. They need to figure out what their defensive schemes are going to be and stick with it. At times, it feels like Nate Tibbetts is just kind of throwing things out there and we're going to figure out what works. No, you need to establish yourself defensively. You have been one of the best defensive teams coming into this postseason and was one of the best defensive teams in the postseason. We need that defense that we saw in the last 5 minutes of that fourth quarter. That defense needs to show up for an entire 40 minutes, and you put yourself in a better position. Two, you got to get all three, in which might not even be possible if Satou can't play, but you have got to get all of your big three in position to be successful. You got to get Alyssa Thomas making plays. You've got to get Kalia Copper hot from the beginning. And if Satou is not able to go, you're going to need somebody big to step up off your bench. Sammy Wickham could freaking shoot the ball, but she's got to find it. She's got to get it. Give her enough opportunity to do so. Kalani Brown could come off the bench and give you some solid minutes inside if you need another big. Dewana Bonner, we need DB from today to show up on Friday. And like that's how this team can continue to be motivated. But to me, those are the two things. They were shooting at the half 30% from three. That's not going to win it. You can't go 3 for 10 from the 3 point line, especially in this offense where y'all have relied heavily on the 3 point ball to be the team identity. So you've got
Right.
to figure out how to shoot that ball, and you have got to figure out how to reestablish your defense. If you can't shoot, stop the other team from shooting, child. You got to do that.
Yeah, and it's like you said, the three has been their bread and butter in a lot of ways, and also defense. And we've seen some shoddiness in both of those things. So
Yes.
they really just need to get back to the Phoenix basketball that they've been playing the whole season.
Yes.
Like, where has it gone? Now, we've already talked about how amazing the Aces are doing, obviously, in this series. But what is like one thing that you think they need to clean up before this next game?
Well, they have to get better starts. Like in every single game in this matchup, Phoenix has jumped ahead early. They have started the game well. In game one, where Phoenix pretty much dominated for most of the game. Even in game two, when the Aces dominated for majority of the game, they didn't start well. So that's something that to me they have to do better. They have to set the tone for themselves offensively better. And granted, Jewell did go off today, but still, it was a slower start. I think the Phoenix got out to like a 9-2 lead at some point. Like to me, that's the kind of thing because you are the Aces and because you have stars that can help solidify and get you back in it. You're never worried about being down like that. But you never just want to give teams the confidence to know that they can kind of put these types of points up on you so quickly and so early. They allow Phoenix to get out in transition. They allow Phoenix to get comfortable in rhythm very early. So the Aces got to have better starts.
Well, there's a lot more that we're going to get into with this game 4 that is coming up, but we're going to talk about it tomorrow live on CBS Sports Network at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's going to be Terrika, myself, and a special guest. So make sure that you tune in. So we're going to be talking all about that game 4 and everything playoffs there. So right now, though, we got some questions from some of you that are out there watching us right now, and we love this part because we get to talk to you directly. So Emma, throw up that question. Maya Moore and DT are in a class of their own as of right now. Now, is this a statement?
This feels like a statement.
It feels like a statement from Bryce.
Okay. It's cool, Bryce. I mean, but I would agree. Maya Moore, she's a Hall of Famer now. Diana Taurasi, she's just waiting to get her jacket. So I mean,
right.
yeah, she's just waiting to get her jacket, and sooner or later, we're gonna see Asia Wilson in there too.
Okay, but I'm hearing that there was a little discourse in the comments about Asia being the greatest of all time. So maybe Bryce was coming back with that. Yeah, that might be what it was.
So I will say this: I do this all the time in the NBA when people talk about LeBron. I think it's incredibly difficult to really do a real life GOAT conversation when players are still playing in comparison to players who have ended their careers. So I think in order to truly be fair, we got to wait until Asia is done playing basketball before we can truly compare her to Maya Moore and Diana Taurasi, as they're already done. They can't make no more records. They can't score no more points. They're done. So we will see where Asia fits with Maya and DT when her career is over. The good thing for us is we probably got about 10 more years.
Yes, because she's just getting started. But I tell you, she's shaping up to be one.
Yes.
That's all I gotta say.
Yes.
All I gotta say. All right. So Serge said we need to talk about the GOAT, Becky Hammon. Interesting.
Becky. First off, let me give Becky her props for really trying to shake things up defensively. But Becky is on the brink of being a 3-time WNBA champion in 5 years. How many other coaches are doing that?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we do need to talk about her. Now, I don't know if I would say the GOAT.
Yeah, I don't know if I say the GOAT yet.
Yeah, I don't know if you can say the GOAT. I don't know if you can say the GOAT.
I don't know if I can say the
But
GOAT.
would be just the fourth coach to win at least 3 championships. Becky would
I
be.
mean, that's GOAT status though. It's GOAT status.
Yeah. Oh, it's on there. Just like we said, Asia is on the path. She definitely
Yeah.
there. Do you think AT will have a career like Barkley?
Oh, that is so unfair. Um, that's so unfair. I I do not. I think Alyssa Thomas will eventually win a championship. I mean, I think she will eventually win a championship. Yes. So I'm going to say no. I do not think she will have a career like Charles Barkley. I mean, if you're talking about, because Charles Barkley didn't have like a terrible career. He just didn't win a ship. But Alyssa
Mhm.
Thomas, she got gold medals, just like you got gold medals. She got gold medals. She got All-Star nods. She's got, all NBAs. She's got all of that. WNBAs, excuse me. So I do think somewhere in these next few years, AT will win a championship.
Yeah, and I want her to. She
Yeah.
definitely is a player that works so hard. She's so deserving. Like
Yes.
I want to see AT get the championship for sure. This is why
Yes.
it's kind of I'm just going to be honest, it's kind of hard for me to see this the way it's playing out because of her. Like
Yeah.
she just she works so hard. She's always been somebody that I feel like has been overlooked and shouldn't be. And I just
Yeah.
want to see her get that.
Yeah.
Um, there-
AT the bomb.
yeah, she really is. She really is. Okay, so Bryce, which dynasty is the best? The comments, 4 straight chips. Oh, you talking about the comments? Four
Okay.
straight chips, Maya Moore's links, or these aces. Whoo, child.
I'm gonna go with the comments all
Me
day, every
too,
day, because it is not easy to win four, let alone four in a row.
bro.
What? What? That
Historic,
just,
iconic. I
it's
mean,
not. I
yeah,
mean, literally, who four in a row? You know how long it's been since somebody's went back to back in the WNBA? Like
yeah.
four in a row,
Four
easy,
in a row is insane.
insane,
Absolutely
insane,
insane. I feel just on
insane.
that you can't.
That alone,
Yeah,
insane.
you can't. Period.
Can
Yeah.
I also throw in here real quick that I'm gonna need folks to stop acting like the Detroit Shock did not have a dynasty run.
Oh,
We okay, that's all I'm saying. We had 3 chips in 6 years. That's all I'm saying. And we literally went from worst to first. So I'm gonna need folks to stop acting like the Detroit Shock shouldn't count in the dynasty category because we shut it down. And in those 2 years that we didn't win the championship, we was in the Eastern Conference Finals. I'm gonna let that go. I just want folks to know their history when it comes to the WNBA. You better throw the Detroit Shock in the dynasty conversation. Okay.
listen, drop Detroit in the comments right now. Right
Period.
now. Salute Detroit, period. All right.
Period.
Who is on your Mount Rushmore list for top WNBA player of all time? Oh, that's so hard. Oh my
Mm-mm,
gosh. I don't even
mm-mm,
know. Terrika,
mm-mm.
I don't know
Can't
if you
do it.
can do that.
Can't do it.
Yes.
Can't do it.
Abby. Abby Sports, who's on yours? How about that?
Yeah, Abby. I can't do it,
Okay.
Abby. I ain't got it. I ain't got it. Cheryl Swoops is on there. That's for sure.
Oh, without a doubt.
But I
Without
don't
a
know.
doubt.
I don't know the other
It's
three. I
so
can't.
hard. So many. Maya Moore for me is definitely on there.
It's so
But then
hard.
when you say one player, you're like 10 other ones that you can put in there. I'm
Other
like,
one,
Lord,
like
I can't do
so
it.
so hard.
Do
So
it.
hard. Oh wait, Bryce. Somebody said Maya, Lisa, Sue, Asia, DT. Well, it's only 4 people on Mount Rushmore, so somebody got to go. Maya,
See, it's
somebody
even
got to
hard for
go.
8 a.m. exposure. Had
See
to
what I'm
do
saying?
5, couldn't even do
Somebody,
4. You know what I'm saying?
Lord,
Now, Lisa Leslie, we all know how I feel about Lisa. So
we
she
do.
definitely on there. She definitely on there. But Abby, I don't disagree, Abby. I don't disagree. Oh my goodness. Well, I absolutely love this part of the show, Terrika, because we
Yes.
actually get to speak directly to all of you out there. And thank you guys so much for listening. I just want
Yes.
to remind you as well that we will be live on CBS Sports Network tomorrow at noon Eastern Standard Time. And make sure that you lock in all of these ways. We're also going to have the QR code again so that you can lock in directly on all levels so that you'll be able to get this direct commentary straight from us after these games. And always for all women's sports right here on We Need to Talk Now, presented by AT&T.